Y'all can take a seat now. I hope y'all got some blood flowing. You know, you've heard two great speakers recently from Dr. Aaron and my younger-looking older sister, Amani. We say, like, we're brother and sister. Like, everything, she's like, yep, I was thinking the same thing. I have the loud voice. She actually puts the stuff on paper. I'm like, great. We work as a great team because I can't do all the things that she does. She's so good at that. But y'all, we're here to talk about our tools. Y'all have heard how good our products are. How do we share that with the masses? We've had a tool this entire time that I'll be frankly honest that I haven't told y'all to use it as much as you should have because there were so many things happening. And so when Brian and I were sitting down, we said, look, can we just couple everything in here? You know, instead of people having to get emails and recipes and this and that, how about we just find that one location where everybody can have their tools on one website? So how many of y'all use the My180 website, my180.com? Okay, so we can do better at that, yeah? So I'll take complete blame. Let's blame me right now. If anybody says, well, Jonas, you know, I'm not making $1 million because of Jonas. I'll take the blame. But now, when you make $1 million, you better blame me as well. Are we good with that? We good with that? Okay. I will take the blame, good and bad. Brian, can we pull up what that My180 website looks like? And we've revamped it because we really want to send a lot of our business here. So if y'all look at my pictures, and I'll just kind of tell you my story as well while I'm here. 2020 got the best of me. Look how inflamed my face was on the left side. I was actually, I think, after 2 days of loading. So it was pretty bad. But in 2020, y'all, I don't know what happened in your life, but in ours, my medical clinic, half of my staff left. We were working there Monday through Saturday. I didn't want to go to H-E-B. I didn't want to go to the grocery store. On the weekend, there was nothing open, so I'd go to the liquor store. Isn't that weird? I'm not going to go to the grocery store, but I'm going to go to the liquor store. So I'd go in, and every weekend, you know, it's like, hey, we'd booze, and every night I'd order DoorDash, Uber Eats, whoever, you know, would deliver to my house because we're doing Zooms every night. And so I just saw myself slowly but surely gaining weight. And as I look down, I go, oh, man, this isn't good. And this happens. I've done this in my clinic for 10 years. I have medical doctors. I have wellness coaches. Y'all have seen some wellness practitioners in here that have done it themselves. I say, don't be embarrassed. This happens to all of us. Y'all can see me right there. B, can you slide over to my final? There we go. Now we're looking better. Thank you, Brian. Guess what? Life happens to all of us. We have a product that is visual, that is emotional, and that is consumable. When you bring those, if y'all can write those three down, when y'all bring that to any business, I say that's why my medical clinic has done so well. Because when y'all bring that to any business, people get excited. Do we buy off of logic or do we buy off of emotion? A little bit of logic, but mostly emotion. And how can you prove that? Debt. How many people are in debt? That means that they're buying stuff that they literally cannot afford, but emotionally they're going, I want in. This right here in 180, this is an emotional tool that we have to be able to show people. So B, if you want to go all the way back up to the top, in your back office, you have a segment where it says My 180 in the back office. It brings you right up here. If you scroll all the way up, B, real quick. So you can put your affiliate name in there, your age, your starting weight, the latest weight, the difference, and your story. People want to talk about stories. Austin talked about that this morning. Yes, it was 9 a.m., but he still did a damn good job talking about his story and talking about how to sell stories. So this is just your home site or my profile site. Here's some new stuff that we added. Click on that success tab. Now we have all of y'all's before and after pictures. If you're uploading them in here, if your people are uploading them in here, you get the before and afters. Look how cool that is. So now this is on every single one of your websites. You can send this website out. All that is a success, and we're going to keep uploading and uploading to that. Now, Brian, we'll move over to my calendar. Did anybody want the emails on a daily basis? And yet you go, oh, man, I started the email, and it's too late. It's 10 days behind where I'm started right now. This is what we decided to come up with. You pick a day on the very bottom. Pick your starting day. Let's say you're starting, 9:15. Submit that. Right here it starts. The day before fat loading. Now you can come here and you get all the information you need. So let's just click on the hyperlink right there on day one. This is going to tell you exactly what to go through. It's really cool. It's sample fat loading. You get everything right here. So that way your team can see what we're doing. So this is what was supposed to go in the emails. You get to hear from the amazing Becky Kempton on these. You get to hear from Kevin Kempton, myself, John Taylor, a lot of the participants that went through the protocol. You have this right at your fingertips. So if somebody says, well, how do I know I'm going to have somebody there to coach me? You're going to have day by day, step by step, words, content, videos, before and after pictures, everything to make you successful. That's why it's the My Success to the My Calendar. Now, B, let's go on over to anything else we want to hit on the My Profile, B? I see you sitting over it. How about this? The welcome to 180 below that, to the right, more right, and up above. Those right there. Welcome to 180. Yes, sir. This is going to do a breakdown of the My 180. Everything is here for you at your fingertips. This will be the best tool that you can send out. You all have your own website in the back. Log into your back office, upload your pictures, because your people want to hear from you. Then they're going to want to hear from some other people. But don't y'all always hear it? It's, oh, well, they can lose weight, but I want to see if you lose weight. Was anybody told that? Oh, that's cool that it works, but I want to see how you do. This is how we prove it. Kevin Lilo in the back raising his hand. He only lost 97 pounds so far. But guess what? People said, Kevin, I need to see you do it. Maka, Kainoa, they're too skinny. I need to see Kevin do it. No, we need to see it all. If you're English, Spanish, Japanese, what do you want it in? Click on Spanish for us real quick, B. And let's see what we can figure out here in Spanish. You go right here. Boom. Wow. Everything, did you, there you go. Click it. There you go. Or click on my profile again. Is it going? Because I know it went to Spanish. I saw it go to, oh, there it is, mi calendario. Yeah. Avance, mi perfil, inicio, requetas, videos, and FAQs. I guess FAQ is not in Spanish, huh? Yeah, all the FAQs. Do you have any questions? Look at all the frequently asked questions that we've been able to compile. Look at all the FAQs that are in here. So when somebody says, well, what about this? Go to my website. That's what we have to start teaching people. Remember, John Taylor talked about this yesterday. He talked about the word duplication. How do we duplicate? We tell people what to do and how to show them how to do it. Right? What did Tom McCarthy talk about yesterday? Learn it. We're learning it right here. Be it. What does that mean? Upload your photos on here. Then what do we do? 3, teach it. That's how we start to really create that duplication model. Everything is in here. Start typing your stuff in. Understand, see how it works. You can measure your inches. You can put journal entries in every single day if you want to show out your emotion. Keep going down. Here are the photo submissions. Front, left, or side and back. You put your inches in right there and how much you lost from the week before. And so you can keep doing these sets of photos, and the computer will compile everything. This is one of the best tools that we literally have to be able to show your success. So let's get that out here. Is that pretty exciting? Now you go, but Jonas, I'm really self-confident. I don't know if I want to show my pictures. Look at the very bottom right there. Do not use my photos on my 180. If you don't want the company to use your photos in My Success, just click that on. It starts off for everybody, okay? Because we want that, because we're all affiliates, and so we'd love to have more and more. If you don't want it and you go, I don't want anybody to see it, turn it off until you're ready. How many of y'all have done that? Like, oh, I'm not going to show anybody these pictures. And then you start looking good. You're like, yeah, I want to show everybody my picture now. Oh, I've seen it. Jessica's probably the best one at it. Mira, I'm still 159. Mira, I started at 190, and I'm here. I'm better. See, Mira? Jessica Mejia. Y'all, that's the 180, My 180. So go into your back office, understand the My 180, share what you want to share, because people want to hear your story. They want to be inspired. How many inspirational stories have we had up here from yesterday to this morning? That's what we get to do. You do it for yourself. You change your internal universe so our external universe gets better. But nobody knows what you're doing, but we can sit here and share it within the app, within the my180.com. Fair enough? B, anything else we want to hit on that? Rocking and rolling. Y'all go play with the My 180 in your back office right now. Even if you took some old photos, go upload them right now so you can start your story. You have a website now that you can send out to everybody when they go, tell me more about this. Let me send you everything. Fair enough? All right, I'm going to have the amazing Miss LeTa, Dr. LeTa coming up here. I see, oh, there she is in the back. The amazing Dr. LeTa. We're going to talk about, has anybody been able to purchase the new products, the Build, the Phytoadrenal, the Vital? Do y'all want to know a little bit more about that from the amazing Dr. LeTa? I do too. That's what I'm ready. So Dr. LeTa, if you can come on up and join me, we're going to talk about these amazing products. Everybody, round of applause for Miss Dr. LeTa.
Hey, thanks, Jonas.
Dr. LeTa makes me feel nice and tall. We're getting a little feedback. Are we on the same frequency here? Gotta back it up. There you go.
We're in the matrix.
You feel the energy. You feel the energy.
In the matrix.
So we want to talk about the new maintenance products, but what we really want to start, actually the manufacturer was texting me a week and a half ago saying, Jonas, I'm at the World Health Organization conference here in Boston, Massachusetts. And boy, are they dropping some knowledge and statistics. So B, can we get these stats up? If y'all want to take your cameras out or if you just want to write these down, here's some crazy statistics. So the World Health Organization is saying all this, okay? 70% of adults over the age of 20 are overweight. 33% plus the 70% are morbidly obese. Do people need this product, Dr. LeTa?
Yeah.
I think so. 28% of kids are obese. What are kids eating these days? What else?
Red Bulls.
And don't y'all love it when the parent comes up to you and goes, is this safe for my child? I go, hold on, proteins, veggies, and fruits versus all the crap that y'all just said. I don't know, Dr. LeTa. I'm not a doctor. I'm going to defer to Dr. LeTa. Is proteins, veggies, and fruits better than the fast food, the dead foods, the devitalized foods that they're eating out there?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. I mean, remember that movie, Say Anything?
Yeah.
Back in the 89?
Uh-huh.
There's no food in your food. One of the most amazing quotes, and I quote it all the time to patients. There's no food in people's food.
It's not. Yeah. It's empty calories. Can we bring that up again, B, for the next one? Dr. LeTa?
So healthcare spends over $50 billion a year in North America just from symptoms, okay, of again, obesity and morbid obesity. It's too much money. We're wasting our money. Yeah, it's amazing, Jonas.
Let's keep it coming, B. Do you have any more? The WHO states obese adults take longer to get over COVID. This is coming from the WHO, right? We're not saying this. World Health Organization says that getting over COVID and flu-like symptoms is a lot more difficult. We kind of know that, right? At 35%, my medical director at the office goes, if they're over 35%, it's good luck. 35% in your BMI. How many of y'all checking your BMIs now on your fun scales that y'all got to buy? Because it's not just about weight, is it, Dr. LeTa?
No.
It's about the body composition. I say, guys, if you were 10% body fat, you wouldn't care if you weighed 400 pounds. You go, no, I look good. Got a lot of muscle. Ladies, you wouldn't care if you were 20% body fat if you weighed 200 pounds. You'd go, no, I feel great. I look good. We care, what is that weight made out of? I said, circle the weight and cross that out because I don't care what that is. I care what it's made out of. B, was there any more? One last one.
The WHO states that North America, obviously, we're experiencing an epidemic in obesity. I mean, it actually is a crisis when 1/3 of us are obese, and it's pretty bad. So there's urgency, and thank God, Jonas, that we have 180. I mean, it is a gift. It's a gift when we share this with someone.
This is how we literally prime the body. This is called priming the body. To me, it makes so much sense with what we have. So we're going to get into the new maintenance products and the new maintenance protocol. There we go. Thank you, B. Oh, I guess there was one right up there. Sorry, Brian. Thank you for doing the dirty work. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give Brian Cummings a round of applause?
Yes.
And all of our audio video guys in the back, Mark Polis, Jeff, everyone back there. They've done such a great job. They put up with us running around like heads with our chickens cut off. Chickens
Amazing.
With your heads cut off. Heads with a chick. What is Jonas talking about? I think, he needs some focus, everyone. All right, so our philosophy for the future. Functional medicine, 3-step system. The body gets sick because the body gets toxic. The 3 things that we talk about are detoxing the body, rebalancing the body, the pH, the amino acids, the minerals, And then we build the body up, hair, skin, nails, bone density, muscle. What is it you want to do? The build factor is always different for everybody. Because detox, that's kind of 101. But when people say, well, Jonas, I want to build, I want to do this, I want to do that, I don't know what that means, because I can talk to a grandmother, I could talk to a marathon athlete, I could talk to a football player, I could talk to somebody who's just going, hey, I just want to start working out. I don't know what that really means for you to build. Everybody becomes different, but we have the products to help them do that. So as we go through the products here, Dr. LeTa, what are you doing to hydrate and flush the toxins out of your body?
Well, one of the first things I want to just pare down, because you use the BIA too, the bioimpedance and electrical analysis, okay? So think of your cells. We want them plump like grapes. And unfortunately, most people that come into the clinic, I would say 95%, when we look at cellular dehydration, they're actually raisins, So in order to flush toxins out of the system, your cells, you need to have more intracellular water, of course, you want plump, in order to get the toxins out of the body, to excrete that waste through, we get heavy metals are actually excreted through the skin and the hair and the nails, and also, of course, through the elimination organ. So, if you're not hydrated, how can you really detox?
You can't.
You can't.
Here's a no-brainer, you can't. The fat just takes the place of the hydration. And then here we go. So we have our Ultra H2O. Who's used the clustered water so far? Pretty good. And if you haven't, Dr. LeTa, tell us why it's good.
Well, I just mentioned a quote from Say Anything, and I'm a huge movie buff, but at this point I tell patients there's no water in your water. One of the things about structured water, if you're in front of a pool of water that's stagnant, right? You can see like flies over it and different kinds of soil. It doesn't feel alive. And of course, if you're in front of a river that's flowing, you can feel the energy, right? All the water that we've been drinking, it's chemically treated, and that's okay. We need it to be safe, right? Bottled water, even from your tap water, from your own city. But we need to, again, bring back the water that we were meant to drink. I don't know about you, but I've traveled to Holy Lands, right? People travel all the time and drink water from these sacred places, and they feel healed for a reason. But then they travel with the gallons of water from that Holy Land, and it doesn't do the same effect. That's why we've come up with Ultra H2O. Because when you take Ultra H2O and put it in your distilled or purified water, it brings that energy. We can look under a microscope and see it alive. And when you do, you actually get hydrated. I mean, most people drink water and they still feel dehydrated, and that's why. It's dead water, okay? And people have been drinking this from the early 70s in this country, long time. We've been studying this for a very long time, and there's a need because we had to start chemically treating our water. So pretty simple.
Yeah. And so we, like she said, we get dehydrated so the body can't necessarily flush out any toxins. This is what we want to do with structured water. Oh, let me go back action right quick. So I always kind of say, I remember playing this game as a kid, and I'm sure you've got it for your children, where you get the square peg, the circle peg, the triangle peg, and the child tries to put the square peg in the circle. And you go, no, that doesn't work. You got to put the square in the square. You see the water on the left here versus the water on the right. You see it kind of all over the place like a blob compared to actually being structured. That's like saying, no, we really want that hexagonal shape when it comes to water, so that way it can fit the pieces to the puzzle. So now we can actually get hydrated intracellularly, like Dr. LeTa was talking about, not just drink and pee. We want to drink and absorb, digest, and assimilate what we have. And I've talked about that plenty of times. It's that absorption and assimilation within the body. That's what gets us hydrated. That's what helps actually flush out a lot of the toxins. So here's some of the benefits to what happens with structured water. You want to hit some of those?
Yeah, so this is the deal. I mean, I can't tell you how many times people come into a clinic, or you search for different naturopaths and doctors because you have a symptom, right, that you don't like. The first thing I'll prescribe is drink water. And of course, they're like, I'm paying you how much to tell me to drink water? I had this one remarkable patient, and I said, well, if I give you $100 every time you drink a glass of water, would you do it? And she goes, well, yeah, We have so many symptoms that eventually become a chronic disease, which are very expensive because you're not absorbing the water. And you'll see from that last slide, and we'll pull it up in a second, that there are so many things you can resolve by actually absorbing water. I mean, think about edema. People come in with edema, fluid retention all day long because they're not used to, the brain says, I don't know when I'm actually gonna get the water into the cells, so I'm gonna hold on to whatever water I have. And it's counterintuitive because people say, well, I'm full of water, I don't wanna drink more water. The brain will then finally start flushing out the excess fluids once you're actually hydrated. So again, there's no water in people's water. So go ahead.
No, there's no water, but it's also the same thing. When y'all go through maintenance, and I know some of y'all have done this, when we go through maintenance, I say, no, you got to eat more. And they go, what? But I'm afraid. And they go, okay, I'm eating a lot, but let me eat a little bit less, because that's the ideology for some reason. As you eat less, what happens? Your body starts to bloat, because the same thing happens. Your body goes, I don't know if you're going to feed me again. Y'all, this is why we get overweight, because the body doesn't trust us, because we're too busy with our family, with our businesses, doing whatever it is that you're doing, that we're not drinking water, nor are we eating. So if we can start this simple process, like Dr. LeTa said, I'm paying you $100 to talk to me about drinking water. I say that all the time too. If somebody's not ready for a protocol like this, I say, look, do yourself a favor, go drink a gallon of this water within a week and tell me what your weight is when you come back. They'll lose 3-5 pounds. I see it all the time, because they've just never drank water. And they go, wow, I didn't realize that this actually works. You're not a kook. Cuckoo, cuckoo. So here's what we have. Structured water, hydrate, detox. I want to go to just rebalance the minerals, flush out the pollutants. So this is more of a hydrator and a detoxer at the same time. Healthier skin, nails, your immune system, discs and cartilage with your back pain. Dr. Darren will tell you that this is really important. I know I heard Dara say that her chiropractor said the same thing. Wow, I can actually manipulate and move the body even more, because prior to you were dehydrated, inflamed, and now you're not. Now you're hydrated and you have anti-inflammatories naturally. So what stresses y'all out? What stresses you out?
People's fear, projecting all over me. Keep it to yourself, people. I'm like, stay in your lane, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
I'm like, I just want to say that the skin is a visual reminder that someone else's stuff is not yours.
There it is. So what, have any of y'all heard of CFS? Chronic fatigue syndrome. It's a syndrome now, because you're chronically tired. So this is what we have, and y'all are seeing it right here. I just want to go through these. There we go. Adrenal fatigue, chronic stress, tired hormonal depletion, stress-related, shaking hypoglycemia, right? Caffeine withdrawals. Did anybody go through a caffeine withdrawal in Hell Week in week 1? Yeah. It's pretty intense. That's what phytoadrenal is really going to help do. Because I always say, Dr. LeTa, we fire our adrenals because you're not sleeping right. You're having caffeine. Your body's in fight or flight. You stub your toe. You get pissed off. An email comes. You don't like that. You sit in traffic and you're upset. The kids do something. Like Austin said yesterday, his brother had to change shirts 3 times before they even left the house because he had all the buttered toast still on his face, messing up the shirts. This is stressing people out. And we go, okay, adrenals fire, adrenals fire, adrenals fire, adrenals fire. Sooner or later, those adrenals are going to go, you know what, I'm going to throw in the towel, I'm done. Right? That's what kind of happens if we look at the same thing with diabetes, but this is for the adrenals. It goes, I'm done. I'm over it. And so I ask my patients, I don't know if you do the same thing, but I go, great, when's the last time you've eaten for your adrenals? Mm-hmm. And they go, eaten for what? I say, where are can everybody show me where your adrenals are at? Just above the kidneys, right here. So when you have that low back pain, a lot of times you can be dehydrated too because of the kidneys, but you're kind of suffering. I had a patient, I won't even go into that, but teeny tiny, and I go, you have to eat and you have to drink. Her husband's there looking everything up. He was an EMT and trying to check my science, and boom, boom, boom. We get her blood. Sure enough, adrenal shot. It's a whole nightmare that people go through, and they don't have to. We have the product to fix this. So LeTa, Dr. LeTa, talk to us about the phytoadrenal.
Well, before you even, read the ingredients on the slide, if you look around, we're human doings. We pack our days with stuff to do, okay? This is not about burning the candle at both ends. We're about sustainability, okay? And, you have a real opportunity here with this formula to literally support. This isn't a quick energy. This isn't caffeine or Red Bull. This is literally building the foundation. In Chinese medicine, we call this pure Jing, right? Your parents gave you something. They gave you your constitutional essence. You call it your genetic inheritance, right? But what you do with that is lifestyle, which is up to you, okay? And so, one of the things, I'm adopted, and, I ended up getting the same cancer diagnosis that my mom did the same week. Why is that? This country did a study with adopted children. They get the same chronic disease, same issues. Your environment is what matters, okay? So don't believe all that. They just proved genetics, right? Bruce Lipton, I think, biology is your belief. So I want you to redefine love. It's not giving the shirt off your back. I want you to redefine what you're actually doing. Okay, this is, part of what we're doing. You heard from Dara and Dr. Aaron, everybody, Tom, mindset. These products that Prime have will add to the base, so then you can actually have the juice to make the habits that you want to make changed. Okay, so that's huge. So this, phytoadrenal to me is literally a foundation support. It's like pure life force, okay? And it's one of the things that we might have had, I burned a little bit too much of my adrenals during my dissertation, or, when you had a baby, or, whatnot. But this is the time you always have to take a break and give yourself some time to rebuild, right? And we tend to not do that because we have the next thing. And that's why this is a critical tincture to be taken.
Go from being a human doer to a human being.
Yeah. So let's talk about the ingredients a little bit, because we have a couple more to go through. So, B12, right? One of the most profound B vitamins, especially for vegans and vegetarians. You're getting it from red meat and such, but we are deficient. We took at labs. I love that the, WHO and NIH gives out numbers of what we're actually seeing, and it's scary. And if you're not building your red blood cells, it's the life force of all the other systems. It nourishes.
Carries it.
I mean, it's amazing how many things it really takes. So, I would love to geek out. I want to tell you a few things about these plants with B12, okay? It's one thing just to take B12, but when you add Huang Qi, astragalus root, that's pure Qi, pure life force, okay? Wood betony, back in the day, oh my God, people view this as healing, like panacea, like 47 ailments. People would take this herb. Ginkgo, when Hiroshima happened, guess what? Ginkgo trees lived. It's literally an international symbol for resilience, right? Less than a mile from the epicenter, these ginkgos were just thriving, okay? Taking ginkgo leaf is like, okay, resilience. Eleuthero, we talked about that with some other the other formula yesterday, licorice, gansao, gotu-kola. All of these herbs, again, when after the conference we'll do some Zooms and I'll geek out a little bit more to educate you. But just as Lena says, it's like or Amani, you don't have to know exactly which, what does this do? What does that do? Rely on me and rely on the other doctors, of course, to do that, because you don't want to get stuck in being like one of those knowledge people, and you're just a master communicator, just point people to information. But I want to say that taking this phytoadrenal, the B12, with the blend of those botanicals, it is exponentially going to allow you to build that base much faster. And the last thing I want to say about this formula is that some of the ingredients in here are made that when you start taking it, everything else becomes more absorbable, right? Some people take vitamins and they say, I think I'm peeing them out, or I'm not absorbing the vitamins, like it's a waste of money. What's really cool about these 4 formulas is that they provide deliverability, absorbability, assimilation, right? So you can actually absorb the nutrients better from food and, of course, from all the other supplements. So it's really amazing.
It is, and your adrenals, it's the hub for our entire endocrine system. They help rebalance the body. So remember, we're detoxing and we're rebalancing right now. We've looked at clustered water, good detoxer, good rebalancer for the hydration, right? It's going to build the hydration back up. We've looked at now phytoadrenal to help rebalance the hormones. Now we look at Vital. Vital has, let's talk about the purpose. And y'all, if y'all were in San Antonio, y'all saw what I talked about, that 50 billion pounds of fungicides, pesticides, herbicides, larvicides are being sprayed on your food from planes, from guys in their hazmat suits going out and spraying everything. They're trying to protect the plants, but what are they killing? The soil. So we're missing the minerals within that soil. What would you like to hear?
Yeah, I want to tell you that in my doctorate, we looked at this one study in PubMed. We did 1960 to 2010, a 50-year study in this country. Just to give an example of spinach and broccoli, if you ate 1 pound of spinach or broccoli in this country in 1960, to get the same nutrients in 2010, 30 pounds.
30 pounds.
Yeah. We already know the soil is nutrient deficient. There's no, it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on, we know that. So, and again, plants and herbs absorb the minerals from the soil more than food. This is why we need to be eating plants and herbs as a lifestyle. Take a look at all of these organic minerals. You know what minerals are, right? You know, remember in elementary school, the periodic table of elements, right? Made up of the entire universe, the earth, and you. You are made up of that. You know, in Standard Cruise, we joke around, I'm made up of stardust. But it's true. It's true. So you need these minerals to function as a human being for every single biological process. And if you don't, a lot of things happen. And this is the cool thing, Jonas, is that even in trace amounts, we see such profound chemically balanced activities in the body. It's really, really cool.
So in 1934, and I talked about this in San Antonio,
yeah.
if y'all want, look it up. U.S. Senate document 264. You can Google it. U.S. Senate document 264 came out in 1936. It really just goes on to say this, that mineral deficient soils produce mineral deficient plants that create mineral deficient foods, which are eaten by mineral deficient humans, which have mineral deficient diseases. If we look at that, what are we really missing? What is the life force that we're missing? Because like Dr. LeTa said, you need 1 pound back in the 60s versus 30 pounds now. The manufacturer of this protocol or of this product said 1 serving of this product is equal to about 4 pounds worth of fruits and vegetables. Because you're not getting the minerals. Even though you look at a strawberry today, it doesn't matter. It was nowhere near as healthy as it was back in the early 1900s. So if this is 4 pounds worth of fruits and veggies, do you think our bodies are going to feel better? And don't put it directly in your mouth. You can, and you're going to get a lot of minerals, but it's going to taste very minerally. I had a patient call me yesterday. He's like, Jonas, I spent a lot of money at my office. He goes, I put this stuff in. It tasted terrible. I said, no, you put that in the water. He goes, oh, thank God. Because he had the build also in the corn. He's like, these taste great, but Vital's terrible. And I go, no, put it in your water, put it in your protein shake, put it somewhere where you can, if you put it in water, you have zero taste. It actually tastes really good. And when you do this, intuitively speaking, just like we talked about the kids, intuitively speaking, when your children start to drink the Vital, when they start to drink the Ultra H2O, they go, I really like that. And they'll leave the juice boxes behind. Because intuitively their body knows, hey, I really like this. The sugar got them fired up, but the minerals give them that long-lasting, and they go, I want more water, Mom and Dad. My patients tell me this all the time. They go, my kids are drinking water again. How great is that? Because they're not drinking the Capri Suns and whatever juice boxes are on, even the all-natural juice box. Guys, get minerals. That's what we're missing. You're missing the mineral content. We move on to, I believe, our final one. Want to drink from the fountain of youth, our build. LeTa, talk to us about build.
Well, remember, you don't realize, and people that you share this with don't realize that you could actually be here, right? I mean, a lot of people say before my first chiropractic adjustment, I didn't realize that I could actually live here, okay? So that's what's really cool about what we're doing here. So build, you know, one of the things is, you know, Vital was great for the muscles, build's great for the bones. I really love, you know, after 180, you've lost some fat mass. You became height weight proportionate, right? And you want to be able to show off that muscle tone, right? But if you don't have the building blocks for the proteins, the amino acids, you're not going to be able to build all day long. I actually was just at a patient's house right before we got on the plane, and these 2 18-year-olds, you know, their only goal is to build muscle mass, right? They do everything right, but of course they're missing the foundational nutrients. So in month 1, are we on the slides? Okay, great. So weight loss, body fat reduction, vivid dreams, better, sounder sleep, improved stamina, optimistic attitude. When you take this over a period of time, it's going to do different things in the body. Remember, the plants have its intelligence. Your body has this natural intelligence. And when you take in the plants and the vitamins, it knows the priority. And so as we go through these months, you'll understand that why they're laid out in the way they are.
Yeah, so it's just going to build and build and build, and that's what we want to do is we want the body to, how many of y'all just in month 1 lost weight, slept better, felt better, had more energy from 180?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they go, you know what, maybe I don't want to start with 180. Maybe I want to start with something else. Can they do that? Absolutely. Yes. We don't have to say, no, you have to start with 180. We'd like you to, and so what I tell my patients all the time is, look, I'd really like for you, because you have, 10, 20, 30, 50 pounds to lose, I'd really like for you to start on weight loss first, but if not, you can try it yourself.
Yep.
I'm going to give you the option to try it yourself. Well, Jonas, I want to get back in the gym. Great, let's get you on phytoadrenal, let's get you on build. Let's get you there. And then if you don't do it yourself, we can always come back to the 180. So it doesn't have to be, it has to be 180, because there's some people that go, I feel good, I look good. Well, let me just start with these, because, again, we're not here to tell somebody how to live. We're here to help their body adjust to their lifestyle. That's the simplicity of what we're doing. And so if you look at, did y'all get the paper from yesterday that was on your desks? So if you say, Dr. LeTa, they go, how do we take these? Y'all, I know we're almost out of time. We got about 1 minute left. So if they go, how do I take these products and when should I take them? We've now put them in here. When people get the new books, or when they get the new orders, we're putting this in the order path as well, so that way they can get these. These will be online as well. So if y'all look up here, if you don't have your pieces of paper.
All right, so, with phase 1, we're recommending Vibe, Lean, and Calm, of course. And then phase 2 is the fat burning. So this is again.
You can add the Vital.
We're going to add Vital, Ultra H2O, and Phytoadrenal, okay? And then when you're in phase 3, we want you to take Vital, the Ultra H2O, the Phytoadrenal, and the Build, right? That's the maintenance. These 4 products are the maintenance products, okay, after the 180. But I can't stress enough to you, same thing. Some people might not be ready for the 180, right? I mean, it was a spiritual, emotional cleanse for me. Yes, I lost some fat mass. It's not just about fat mass, you guys. It's detox. It's a reset. And if you've gone through the program, you know that because it's a mind, body, spirit continuum, not a connection, right? So these 4 products absolutely can be taken, in the maintenance for 180 and, of course, on its own before or after. Absolutely.
Would y'all like to hear some more videos from Dr. LeTa, maybe in our app? Thank you, Dr. LeTa. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, give you a hand of applause for Dr. LeTa.